Welcome to the Foundations of Math 1 Unit 8 Study Guide, Objective 2 video. We're talking about linear interpretations, okay? So when you go back to linear interpretations, you got to know what these things stand for. So let's do a little breakdown here. So we have rate of change. That's going to tell you the y thing per the x thing. Whatever they're talking about, you just plug in those little words, simplify it down a little bit, get down to the base, use your brain a little bit to think about how we would say stuff in the real world, okay? And you'll just plug them in there, and that's how it'll come out. The y-intercept will tell you the y when x equals 0, okay? When it's 0, or it'll tell you your starting y value, whatever the y is talking about. Like starting, okay? Or sometimes it's a flat fee, or my favorite so far, the down payment, okay? And then your x-intercept, that's going to tell us the x when the y equals 0. And then sometimes it tells you the break-even point. If you're talking about when you're making profit, something like that, that's your break-even point, okay? So let's look at question number 5. It gives us this nice long equation about, nice long word problem about chicken dinner specials, okay? And it asks us, what does the rate of change for the function represent? So remember, that's the y per the x. So now they don't give us y's and x's. You have to go in and figure out which one's the y and which one's the x. So I know the thing broke down and went on two different lines, but if I write them side by side, okay, what's where y normally is? So the y is normally y equals mx plus b. So that means c of s is really like our y, okay? So wherever you see c of s, you put a y, okay? So this is our y thing. And it says y is the cost of the dinner, which really that whole thing's talking about cost, okay? So cost, this is our y. Then we have the word per, and then we need our x. Well, x is where the s is, okay? So that means s is our x. It says x is the number of side items. So x is the side item. Okay? So it says cost per side item. That's what it's going to tell us. So if we summate everything, we look, our rate of change is $2.25. So it's telling us that each side costs $2.25, or it's $2.25 per side. Okay? You can say it costs $2.25 per side. Cost per side. Some variation of that where you're talking about the cost per side. Okay? What does the y-intercept represent in the equation from problem 5? Well, the y-intercept is 7. So what does this $7 represent? Well, it's the y when the x is 0 We already defined what x and y were. So it's the cost when we have 0 sides. So you could tell me that. You could tell me it's the cost of $7 with 0 sides. Okay? So cost with 0 sides. You could say that the chicken itself costs $7. The chicken only is $7. The dinner, you start at $7 and then go up $2.25 per side, something to that nature. Okay? Question number 7. What is the meaning of the x-intercept for the graph to the right? Okay? So the x-intercept happens right here. It's 100. So 100 is the actual number, but that's not what it asks for. Okay? It's on the x-axis, which stands for time. So the x here represents time, and that's in minutes. And the y-axis tells us the candle length. Can't spell. Okay? And so this is the x when y equals 0. So it's the time when the candle length is 0. And what that really means is it tells you how long it takes the candle to burn out. Okay? It takes 100 minutes for there to be no candle left. Or the candle to burn out. Okay? Alright, so what is the meaning of the rate of change and y-intercept for the table below? Okay? So the rate of change, remember, is the y per the x. So this tells you calories per minute. This is the y. This is the x. Okay? So the y per the x. So this is going to tell you calories per minute. Okay? And you could have calculated it. It's 60 over 15. So that'd be 4 calories per minute. So you could say anything like it increases 4 calories per minute, it increases 60 calories over 15 minutes, um, anything to that effect. Now, for the y-intercept. The y-intercept happens when it's at 0, so you could go back, and 0 happens right here, and you go back 60, and it's at 0. Okay? And remember, it tells you the y when x is 0, so we have 0 calories at time 0. 0 calories at time 0, or at 0 minutes. We could do that. Or it says the starting value, so it could be the starting at 0 calories. Okay? And this concludes the Unit 8 study guide, Objective 2 video. Please move on to Objective 3.